Hello, my darlings. Welcome to or welcome back to Marion K Tarot. If you're new here, I am a tarot reader in Scotland. I am also an astrologer, and I have been reading tarot cards since the mid-90s. So you're very welcome here, and to everybody that comes back every week, thank you so much. You are the best. Okay, so this week we are going to be looking at the energies coming ahead for the dates between the 30th of March until the 5th of April. So we're at that crossover part in the month. We are well in Aries season now. Who's still feeling excited? We are... I'm saying excited because that's just how I'm going to say it. If you look online at any astrology content, any kind of spiritual content, I don't know how I feel about that word. Still coming to terms with it. You will see there has been a lot of scaremongering isn't really the right word, but there's been a lot of doom and gloom and kind of warnings about what's going to happen and what's coming across, and you know, the things that are the transits. And it is true, you know, I mean, this week sees us crossing into April. The first week of April is pretty quiet. Okay, the planets are already there. Things start getting interesting for about this 8th onwards. It is energy that we are not used to. It is energy that is pretty unpredictable. It's fast paced. How I describe sometimes, like how I'll describe Aries energy is it's like a firework, like a rocket going off, you know. So it's like it flies up into the air really, really quickly, and it makes a big noise and a big bang, and then it kind of just deflates. You know, it's not quite like the simmering rage, anger, or explosiveness that you see, like maybe like kind of maybe one of the earth signs. It's not a deep anger like Taurus harbours, for instance. That'll be a wee while when Mars goes into Taurus, but we'll not talk about that. So what we're going to see is there'll be a lot of people literally just like running their mouths off, maybe on social media, maybe, you know, in the normal media, on television, that kind of thing. And we're already seeing that, you know, and unfortunately the consequences of that is like really difficult for people, which is, I know, realising it's an understatement, depending on where in the world you're watching this. And I am very much aware that everybody has got a different lived experience when it comes to these things. But what I'm interested in is the people who are watching this, your immediate circle of people round about, you know, how that plays out for you. It can be very combative, but it can also be an opportunity to just clear the decks out. You know, if there is people who have been challenging you, or people who have just been really difficult to be around, then maybe these transits are just asking for a complete clean sweep. You know, it's an opportunity, because, you know, it is like Aries energy is, you know, core beginning energy. Sometimes it can force us into doing things that we're not 100% comfortable with, but being too comfortable can be as corrosive. You know, like it's like that saying, you know, familiarity breeds contempt. And I think, like, whilst we don't necessarily need to burn everything down, there maybe be some things that we can use this as an opportunity to say cheerio to. Okay, with that to say, that's your wee kind of a forecast in my weird little way. So what are we using this week? This week we are using, that was chosen from the jar, is the Anima Monday deck. Okay, this is a stunning deck, and unfortunately it's one of the decks that has been quite widely pirated or bootlegged, and it breaks my heart because it's such a beautiful quality deck. So when you are out there looking for tarot cards to buy, if the price is too good to be true, as in like if it's just a couple of pounds, a couple of dollars, it's going to be a bootleg, and that happens on Amazon as well, because Amazon's a marketplace. Sites like Temu, AliExpress, Shein, they kind of sites, if you see tarot decks on there, then they're counterfeit. I don't know what's going on with my face in the light. It just looks like really weird. I'm sorry about that. Don't know what's going on. So back to us. It's like the Anima Monday. It's by Megan Verden. Whedon. I don't know. Sorry, I've just brutalised your name. But it's absolutely stunning, and it has got one of the saddest Five of Cups. Is it Five of Cups? I think it's a Five of Cups that I have ever seen in any deck. And I remember I bought this in Edinburgh, this copy of this deck in Edinburgh when it was my 40th birthday a few years ago. I went to Edinburgh for the day. It was a lovely day. And I remember looking through like the sample deck in the shop, and I got to the Five of Cups and I burst into tears. It really got me. So we're hoping the Five of Cups don't come out, but if it does, just to say that it might give you a lump in the throat. Might give me a lump in my throat depending where it comes out and what I say. Right, so let's see. What energies have we got? And it's lovely linen cardstock. Sorry if that noise annoys you. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so interesting. We've not got the Five of Cups. Yay. So, card at the bottom of the deck here is the King of Wands. Okay, so the King of Wands is the foundation of our reading this week. Okay, here he's here. Is it a coyote? I think it's a coyote. We don't have coyotes in the UK, so could be a coyote, or is it maybe a dingo if we're in Australia? I don't know, right? However, we have got the King of Wands, and what I'm feeling like with that energy, that fiery, masterful, powerful energy, being the foundation of our reading this week, it's very much an invitation this week. I feel like to show up for ourselves in the most authentic way, okay, but with just with a slice of what's the word? A kind of a bit of pizzazz. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Don't know. I need my emotional support selenite here. That's what it feels like, a bit of kind of a power, a bit of kind of grace that you walk in there with, and feeling that whatever it is you're going to be doing this coming week, you do have this innate power within you and this passion, and you've mastery of passion. I don't even know if you can master passions. I don't know. But there's maybe some people out there who think they can. It's especially pertinent if you have got Leos in your life. Leo people are some of the best people I know. They make me smile, and they're just really good people to have in your corner. A Leo female, without a doubt. She is like the mama lion. She is just going to go there and just look after you and make sure you're fine. So but that King of Wands energy is just showing up for yourself. Also the entrepreneurial king. He's the king that will take a punt. So, I feel like, see if you're maybe looking for investment or kind of business advice, etc., find yourself a Leo. Find yourself a King of Wands type person, because that's who is the foundation of this reading. Now, where do you go for there? Where is it? Let's get into the reading proper. So we have got the Page of Wands. We have got the World. And we have got the Six of Pentacles. Okay? They're beautiful cards. So, what does this feel like to me? What it feels like is that there is again that we're starting off, we've got that page-like energy, the Page of Wands. So maybe this week you're starting something. And you need a mentor, or you need somebody who is going to advise you, train you up in something to do with your passion, because it's like the pages that kind of a student energy. All the pages are like different students, they different like kind of a parts of ourselves, and it's like a student of the fire energy because it's wands. When we understand that about ourselves, it's like this Aries season is asking us, what are you passionate about? Right? What fills you with passion? Is there something that you have been dreaming about, thinking about, wishing that you could do? Really look just like, oh, I wish I could, and it's like, and maybe like you're using, AI tools, and you're like asking it things, and and you're discussing things, and you're creating like things in like your AI program, that if you're using it, and it's like, and they're just sitting there, or even if you've got a file of ideas, it's like topics that you maybe want to write about, or subjects that you want to like investigate further, or hobbies that you want to look at, but for whatever reason you're stopping yourself, because either you're afraid, or you don't know where to start, you don't know how to start. So find that King of Wands person. That King of Wands person does not need to be in person. It can be something online. So even if you just like speak it out loud, right? And your phone does listen to you. I think we all know that by now. And the fact that if you just start speaking out loud, and then with the amazing algorithms, love them, loathe, you can find what you're looking for, and you can find who you're looking for. I did actually see something online, and I didn't save it, but it was somebody who had written a post, and they had said that yes, we are not imagining it, our phone does listen to us, and it gave a step-by-step guide about how to go into the settings and change that and turn that off in your phone. And I didn't save it, and I'm kind of gutted that I didn't save it. But I suppose I could just Google it, couldn't I? I could just ask. I could do that. Anyway, don't mind me. But that's what I'm feeling like, right? Because the card that we've got next to show up is the World, right? And the World is asking us here, right? Do you know what? It's time for something to end. Okay, there is a cycle coming to an end, and I love that, because we've got this initiatory energy, but before we can start something, we need to finish something. We need to make room in our lives for the things that we're bringing towards us. And the fact that you have got this Six of Pentacles as well showing up, there's a very clear story in these cards. It's like, this week we are going to decide what it is, what's the new thing that we're going to do. We've got the King of Wands at the foundation. There's going to be help there. Once we make the decision to do something new, we then need end the thing that's keeping us from doing the new thing, as much as possible. And you don't even need to end it, like, how can I say this? You don't need to end it as in, like, burn it down. You can distance yourself. Okay? So, for instance, I had a membership to something, right? And this particular community, and I absolutely loved it, and it was such a great thing, and it was really fun, and I loved taking part in it, and I loved being part of that community. However, the membership cost just became a bit challenging for me at this point in time. And so, I contacted the people, and I was like, look, I'm really sorry, but just at this point in time, I've got other commitments. There's other things I need to invest my income in. And what they said was, they were like, oh, that's no problem. It's like, here's a different option. And plus the fact I just don't have the time to make as much a time investment to take part in the community. And what they said was, it's like, fine, look, there, with that level of access, you can still, like, see all the stuff in the private community. It's just like, that you're not able to take part in that or that, but you still get access to all the things that you've done. And here's like one thing a week that you can commit to if you want to. You can still come to it. So that was really good. That was like the meeting that I most enjoyed anyway. So that's what I'm saying when you say that, when I say that something has to end, it doesn't have to be gone completely. You can just look at other times of freeing up your time. And then plus this Six of Pentacles, right, it's like asking for help. Asking for assistance. Yes, I realise that is easier said than done, and most days are like, absolutely not, Marion, I will do it myself. Or in my case, it's, I'll do it myself. Right? So, but, it's like there's people there who are willing to help. And if you're a person who knows that you can offer somebody help, but that if they'll be like, oh, no, I'm fine. See, usually just do the thing for them, right? They might be angry, but they'll probably appreciate it, right? Just do the thing for them. Not speaking personally, of course, but I'm getting better at asking for help. I'm getting good at it. Well, better, which is good. So this week going forward, just be, trust in your passions. Trust when you do things that are aligned with yourself. Again, I don't know if I like that word, but when you do things that you fully believe in, you're fully committed in, right? And when you're doing the right thing, because there's no any resistance. You're not met with resistance in your body. Once you get past the initial fear, you're not met with resistance in it. Okay, my darling, so I hope that makes sense. What we're going to do is we are also going to pull a card from the Grief Journey Oracle. And see what that's saying. See what these cards are saying. So let me see. Right. Okay, so card we've got here is Gravis. Right, now there may be this week a feeling of a lot of weight and responsibility on your shoulders. Maybe shifting from that energy that you're currently in and going into new energy. Maybe there is some of you that have taken on more responsibility than really you should have, and you're kind of feeling like, oh my god, how can I cope with this? Again, there's this emphasis, it feels like, asking for help. Either asking for help, or if you're in, just like what I just said, it's like this, ask for help or accept help, and give the help that that somebody needs. If you know that there is somebody out there and they're struggling, or they are not admitting it, but you know them well enough to know that they're actually, they're kind of like, aye. You know, give them a hand. You know, just barge through there. Just be very Taurus like, say, I don't care. I'm helping you. What am I going to do for you? Right? That's probably the best way to look at this. Okay, so yeah, so take a break. Remember to take a break. If you're the person carrying a lot of burden, try and carve out some time for yourself. Okay, that's what I'm saying for this week. So my loves, that's me. Right, okay, what emoji can we have at the bottom of in the chat? I've been enjoying this. Right, since we saw that fire, put a wee lying emoji. Okay? Put a wee lying emoji if you stayed to the end. Also, with it being April, there is the countdown to the Oracle's Rebellion. Yes. I'm scared. So if you don't know what the Oracle's Rebellion is, it is a 2-day divination conference I'm hosting in Glasgow, and it's available online. The people who cannot make it to Glasgow, or just prefer to be a wee bit reclusive, because that's a thing. It is the 25th and 26th of April. You will probably see me getting more and more deranged as the weeks go on in these videos, okay? Possibly slightly less hair and probably greyer hair. Every possibility. But yeah, so if you would like a ticket to that, they are still available. I will link everything in the description box below. You can have a look. Also, they are available, I think, just in the UK, sorry. And maybe with PayPal. Maybe you can do PayPal Pay in 3. I don't know. To split the costs, if that makes it easier. Okay, if you're thinking about, I'd really love to go marrying, but you know, I don't have that amount to like put out all at one time. There is a payment option available via the Eventbrite website, so it's nothing to do with me. It's between you and Eventbrite. Okay, my darlings. So you take good care. Have a wonderful week. Don't panic. Everything's fine, and I'll see you next week.